You're telling me the British made this? Well, technically yes, because it was made in England, which is in Great Britain. And I believe you and I both know why I chose this particular Land Rover. Leaving it in the box is a rather stagnant affair. Why don't we afford ourselves a proper look? Straight out of the gate, if you please. Okay, what we have here is a box. That's the first thing I'm seeing. And no, your mind is not deceiving you. This is exactly the same car as that drifting box. Okay, so it's a box. We understand that. More or less a stock version of this drift box. So we'll just whip it away. Now, I've seen various peg sitters of this exact same car in stores, and looking at it, I'm trying to figure out why. Or possibly maybe it's not somebody's desirable car, because in hindsight, this is a square, compared to something like this Lamborghini Sian, it's a hypercar. So maybe people are chasing hypercars instead. Maybe people don't like Land Rovers because they're something a bit smaller than your typical off-roader, for example, like a Chevy Silverado. While this one has thinner tires, still off-road worthy, but maybe has a short boot. Or possibly it's just not everyone's cup of tea. However, let's break down details one by one. I might consider this a step up from the stock model, but just like some other Zamac cars, and ones that don't have it to begin with, this Land Rover has no paint whatsoever, showing its bare body. It appears this vehicle has Baja 5 rims in a reflective orange tint, which I'm not entirely sure what the stock model has, but I'll put a picture of it right here. Taking a very close look at the graphics, it says HWGRFX, which is on a lot of cars actually, I'll show it in a moment, as well as the Zamac badge. There it is a bit close up with some details, and on the side there's the number 68, as well as some simple graphics, as well as the word Defender, because that's what this truck is, isn't it? Although my biggest complaint has to be the tire stance and how wide the wheels are. Why didn't they do this like this other Land Rover, the double cab? I mean, look at it down the side. The wheels are clearly wider than the track of the truck. Complete with a wide body kit and snorkel, this thing's ready to go. I would most likely consider this as the quintessential model instead of this one, which I have no idea why they didn't give it the wide body treatment. Inside, I noticed the interior is relatively straightforward, including some back seats. I also forgot to mention something that shouldn't really be too obvious, but it kind of is. The headlights on the drift box is also crossed out. One of them is, while the other one is still out. Well, this one just has both headlights on. I realized I kept on calling this drift box because it's a box that drifts, but instead it's actually called the Drift Ender, which, my mistake. So what's the deal? This is pretty much just an off-road version of the drift one. While that is obvious, and I can safely say you're right on the ball with that one, I personally say this gets a step up, all because it has no paint. Furthermore, have you seen the stock model? I feel like that one's painted a bit too simple and a bit too bland. But what do you say? Let me know.